Alright. So something like this.
Oh, cool.
How's this, bro?
Yeah, that's good. That's good, yeah.
Alright. So should we just start?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Nelson here. I am actually meeting one of my inspirations of content creating. You know, my main man TIAN TAN. Is actually like your real name?
Just TIAN TAN, not the main man part.
Alright.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I thought
Yeah,
that was
so TIAN pretty much gave me a lot of inspirations. I remember like probably 2 years ago when I first started out doing a lot of content and stuff. A lot of my content, I would say, like inspired by yours, because like there are a lot of say I saw the ad one that you did back then with like the energy drink or whatever, the health drink.
Oh, the Matcha Magic?
Yeah,
that shit.
I kind of had one video, like I try edit it into this video as well.
Okay.
But I did a similar advertisement for my brother's car, like just to try selling it, and you know how you like.
Yeah.
The humor in that was like you were like, you know, trying super force and stuff.
Yeah, real
so I kind of did that, and like, you know, obviously the comments I got back from that is just like, oh fuck bro, you're so crude, you know, that shit, you know.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, what if I don't care, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, whether or not it actually worked, or probably did, because the car actually got sold in 2 weeks, so it actually got out there. So I was like, fuck yeah. There's this other one where I did where, you know how you like to do those one where, shit that people say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one with, this chick on the car. I think it's like things you don't say on the first date.
Okay.
Or something. And
Yeah.
that was kind of, you know, something that I did, apart from just what I normally do, which is like reaction videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So getting into more just skits and little, like, I don't know, meme videos you would call those?
Yeah.
Yeah, meme videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just trying all that stuff out, because at that moment I still didn't know what I really wanted to do with my channel.
Yeah.
So, and I remember just hitting you up on Instagram, and like what I remembered the most is just the fact that you actually took the time to respond to me. Like, I don't know how many messages you get.
Oh, not that many, mate.
Oh, really? You don't get people that DM you?
Oh,
and stuff?
not at that time actually. Like recently, I'm getting a lot more, but even it's like it's enough to like reply. You know, it's not, like it doesn't take that much time to reply to a person that like, you know, looks up to you and wants advice, like
yeah.
You know,
But and I don't even know, like when I hit you up, I was just like, just talking shit, bro, just like saying whatever.
Yeah.
And you actually took the time to respond, so I was like, oh shit, you know. And I started seeing you doing a lot more stuff. You won like what is it, TV show as well, doing the awkward date one.
Oh yep, sure.
And then I can see that you're doing I saw that recent YouTube where you did stand up as well. You know, you stand up comedy.
Oh yeah, I did a set.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that as well, and I was like, shit, man, this guy's doing everything. Good way to really learn from you. It's just like trying new things, and that's pretty much the image I'm trying to tell people and spread, and try to get people to try new things as well.
Sure.
And I just want to see, like, you know, well, not like being this just like a simple podcast or whatever you call it, get to know you video. What would you recommend or tell people or advise people who want to actually get into content creating and stuff?
You have to like, cause I mean it's cool that you saw some of my stuff and you're like, oh, I want to try doing it as well. But at the end of the day, you have to bring it back to yourself. Like, don't just
be passionate about it.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, like, you can copy someone else, but you gotta copy their style and then make it into your own style.
Yeah.
Like, you can never emulate another person. Like, you can try as hard as you can, but if there's no truth in it, people are always gonna cringe, no matter what. So, like, you have to be truthful and authentic. Whether it's like, I don't know, you're talking about a topic or you're making a skit. It's like the ideas in the skit and everything you're doing. It has to be something you genuinely are passionate about, and you know it's true to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the number one thing, and I think in life, to be honest, like anything you do, you know, whether it's like acting or making videos or whatever, like as long as you have your heart and soul and it's real and you're doing it, you can't lose.
And in terms of that, have you like actually tried doing something and failed? Because I think one of the things that I heard from people who end up stopping from getting to stuff like content creating or whatever, it's just the fact that they've hit with like, you know, just haters or the videos didn't go viral, whatever. Like, how do you like, have you experienced anything like that, and how did you deal with it back then?
Well, I mean, like when I first started, like when I made my first ever video was in 2009. It's 2018 now, so it's been like 9 years.
Yeah.
You know,
so how old are you now?
27.
27.
So sorry, 26. Well, I'm turning 27, but
Right.
26. So it's patience, man.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of the times, a lot of young people, they're very entitled to success.
Yeah.
So they like make one video, they put a heart into it, they're like, okay, it's gonna go viral. And then it doesn't go viral, it kind of shatters the world a little bit. And they're kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck, what's happening? Like, oh, I should be famous, I should be successful by now. And when you have that kind of energy, that like desperation and attachment to getting likes and views and anything like that, like immediately that's not gonna work. Because you're kind of giving off that energy of desperation, and that's what you're gonna get back. But if you're genuinely enjoying what you're doing, you're making the videos because you love it, you know, you love doing skits, you love writing skits, you love saying this or that, and you genuinely don't care as much about what people say. You know, that's actually when the universe knows, okay, he's having fun, he's putting out fun, therefore I'm gonna give him more fun. And that could be in the form of views or followers or whatever.
Yeah, that I kind of can relate to that, because when you talk about doing videos for fun and stuff, I did do a few videos where I put like, you know, hours into it, and then it ended up getting like, you know, just a few hundred views. Compared to like my most not recent, but like last year, I literally made this video just out of the blue, talking about why Brisbane is boring. You know, it's just a sudden thought, and I just whacked on the camera. And I started recording myself, and that video was probably like, you know, a short 5-10 minutes video, and I edited it down to like 5. And half the video is not even about Brisbane being boring. And the other half's just me talking shit into the camera. And then that went semi-viral, went like, you know, 10K plus views. It was just like, you know, like an instant thought. It's just like, what the fuck? You know, I didn't pay any attention or any editing or whatever in this video, and it got way more views than the ones I actually tried planning. So hence why, you know, it does bring back to what you said, you know, things that you don't plan often are the more fun, and, you know...
It's not that, it's because usually when you try and over-orchestrate a video, it starts becoming more and more fake. You're trying to like make it so perfect, you're trying to present yourself in this perfect manner, to the point where people can detect that you're not being genuine. Whereas if you just literally pick up a camera, you talk shit for 10 minutes, like people know you're not trying to like
force
be viral,
content,
force content. They know you're being you, and that's very comfortable to watch someone be themselves. So when they see you trying to be funny, it's kind of like, why are you trying so hard? And that's why it's cringy, you know?
And it really does make me think that way, and I do remember like forcing content out and stuff.
Me too. I did that too in the beginning.
And it took a lot of time as well, because I was trying to smash like, you know, 3-4 videos out on YouTube, on Facebook and stuff. And it ended up getting nowhere, and then eventually I kind of just took my time, and I realized the more time I take, and the more relaxed I am, the more things that actually come naturally into my mind.
Dude, that's life, man.
And
That's
just like yep, vlogs, whatever. You know, things just comes out, and traveling vlogs became one of my because I'm trying to balance work and, you know, content creating, which is my hobby as well. So I'm trying to travel maybe once a month or so. You've got someone doing a snap over there. What's up?
Any Stinson here.
Yeah, we have one audience over here, so...
Yeah, audience member.
Camera shy.
So yeah, what I was saying is that, I'm trying right now just to do one video, one big event per month for myself, just going out, trying new things. So this month will be, you know, coming down to Melbourne, snowboarding, and actually it was quite fun.
Oh, and you vlogged the whole thing?
I vlogged a few, I'm preparing like maybe 3 vlogs, you know. I did, dude, have this ever happened to you? The start of the year I actually went to Japan, and I did like a whole 5-day trip, and then I made probably 3-4 vlogs of content.
Cool.
I ended up exporting everything, but usually I'll upload first, then delete my unused footage, or like just some like, you know, just footages that don't end up on the final cut. And for some reason, I was being a retard, and then I was on the phone, on the plane. I got so bored, I started deleting stuff. And I ended up deleting 3-4 days worth of content.
Oh wow!
Like all gone. Like which I regret till today. Like, have you had anything happen like that to you in the past?
Yeah, I've actually deleted one video, and then I just it is pretty loud.
That's not sound effects, by the way.
My friend Annie burping. She says she burps really loud, but it's true. There was one video that I deleted, but that wasn't too bad. I just had to re-edit that one video. So yeah, like I can imagine having 4 videos gone.
Dude. It's like a whole experience like gone, because, you know, one thing I really like vlogging is just the fact that it's better than taking photos, I reckon, because photos, you realize a lot of times it just becomes history, you know, you never look at it. Whereas videos, you know, you can play back, and then you're reliving that moment right at that moment, especially when you're speaking to the camera as well. You know what exactly happening. Like sometimes I'll pump up a video or a photo, and I don't even know what the hell I am, or like what I did that day or whatever. Whereas a video, like today, like, you know, 1 year from now, I can put this video up and be like, yo, I remember that day, I met TIAN and shit. You know, it was like from my snowboarding trip, whatever, whatnot. So something I could really, like get a full off of myself from, you know, is making videos. So yeah. What else can we talk about? I'm running out of shit now.
No, yeah, actually, now so like, if you ever interview someone for a podcast, it's more, if you ever feel the other person's gonna speak, you just let them talk.
Yeah.
Because like, there were a few times, there were a few things I could have added on, but you just gotta keep carrying on.
Yeah.
Sorry, just I wanted to bring that up. No, because like,
I know.
Because I'm here to make your job easy as well.
Yeah.
Like, if I have anything to say, I'll jump in and say it, and then you don't have to worry about saying stuff to keep it going. Because I got you. But yeah, you gotta just.
You got me, bro.
Yeah, you just gotta relax. Like if you feel like, don't feel like you have an obligation to talk.
Yeah.
You know, like if you feel like you're good, then I'll jump in, I'll say something.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, because actually, now that you mention it, there were a few times where someone's just saying I talk too much, sometimes. Like even when I'm going out with friends or dates or whatever, you know, I'll get people to be like, yeah, you talk a lot, and I'm like, a lot of times people don't talk. That's why I feel like I need to talk, and I guess that just become like a habit for me to.
Well, I feel like you're talking not necessarily because you want to talk, but you're insecure that it might be awkward. So you're doing it out of I don't know. I'm just theorizing. You're doing it out of fear, not necessarily because of a genuine desire.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like literally, I think people learning to be okay with silence is a very important life lesson. Like to know that just because you're not speaking, it does not make you awkward or less of a person. You know, it's just if you got nothing to say, don't say anything. You know, it's human nature. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like if you're hanging out with your mum, and like, do you ever feel like, oh my god, I need to say something to my mom, otherwise it's awkward? You know, of course you don't. You know, because you know that she's your mom, you're her son. Like you love each other regardless, right? And it's like, I feel like if you establish that sort of foundation with friendships and stuff, then you won't constantly feel the need to be like, oh, I gotta talk so that I'm worried about blah blah blah. Yeah. Yeah.
Supposedly that also came from I guess because I've been like doing a lot of professional emceeing, doing wedding MCs and stuff.
Nice, man. Well, I mean that's very good for MC to talk a lot.
To talk a lot. So I guess that's also what influenced me because you know in weddings anyways you're not meant to have any like dead silence or whatever. Well, it's not good seeing like dead air in the thing. So that's why they hire MC there to make things more fun. And for the past 2 years I've been doing that, and I've been trying to just fill in all the dead airs and stuff, which became a habit. So
okay, well I mean, dude, like that's all good. Like like I think as an MC that's very useful. So
it is something I like to do and eventually continue doing. Not sure now.
Okay. Then you have questions you wanted to ask?
Oh dude, I actually don't remember now. Like,
okay, but like, pretend you didn't write any questions. You're meeting me for the first time. We're literally having a conversation for the first time ever. Yeah. What would you want to know?
What?
Or have you asked everything already?
Oh, most of the things that actually, did I ask you how you got into content creating?
I don't know. Did you
I don't
ask
think
me
I
that?
did. How did you get into content creating?
Well, if you don't know, then you probably didn't ask.
Right? I don't think I did. Now that you asked me that.
Okay, so I originally started making videos because I wanted to be an actor. Yeah. So, it's like if you, as a guy in high school wanting to do acting, it's like I had no idea how to start, like no direction at all. But I thought, well, if I literally just make my own content and just put myself into videos, at least that's kind of doing, like acting a little bit. It's kind of taking a step in the right direction. Yeah. So I just started to make my own videos, and eventually it kind of took off on its own, and now that's kind of like a separate thing I do as well. But yeah, like it was all for the sake of because I wanted to do acting. Yeah.
And you had that thing on Netflix. Was that anything? What is that about? I don't quite think I know. What is
so I just got a little role in a series called The Legend of Monkey. I just had like one episode like for like a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
So that was cool. I mean, so that was through like an acting process. You know, you get an agent, you go for auditions, and you get callbacks, and you know, it's like the whole deal.
And what else? Ooh. How do you deal with failures? Failures. I can never pronounce that word.
Like just in general?
Yeah, like when you have times where you're like, you don't know where you're going with your path. You know, how do you get inspired, or how do you keep moving forward?
Fuck, it's like two questions. Wait, which one do you want me to answer?
How do you?
Okay, like if
how
I
do you
feel
overcome, roadblocks? Roadblocks.
okay, like if I get demotivated,
Yeah,
how do I get out of it?
Yeah. Go for a drive.
No, I mean I think I do a lot of things in my life where if one thing's not working, I have another thing to do anyway. So it kind of like it's this kind of self-sustaining system where if one thing's not working, say because I do a sport called tricking, which is like flips and martial arts and stuff like that.
Right.
So sometimes if I'm feeling kind of shitty with like content or just doing other stuff, if I do tricking, it makes me feel like really good and really hype, and then because of that energy I'm getting from tricking, I can use that back into, let's say, content creation or acting. Or if tricking's not feeling good and I'm doing acting, then it makes me feel really good. Then when I go into tricking, I feel really good when I'm tricking. So I have all these kind of little different things that kind of balance me out as a human. So
well, one way I do similar to your tricking, I just hit up the gym whenever I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Whatever, I just pump up the irons, and a lot of times it does. You feel like really exhausted from just overthinking about stuff, because I don't know why people just tend to overthink things. And when I do hit the point where I'm like, shit, I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life at the moment, or just how I'm gonna solve this problem that I'm facing, I just hit the gym. And no matter how tired I am, I realize once you hit the gym, like I'm sure you can feel that too. Like you just feel like shit. Everything is a lot better. Like it not necessarily solving the problem, but you feel emotionally a lot more positive simply because you've completed this task that I guess that takes your mind off of it.
Yeah, well, like exercise in general is very good and like pulling people out of depression. If you're feeling down, if you do exercise, it tends to kind of get you going. And I think it's also good to know that as long as you're kind of moving towards the right direction, you'll always get to where you want to go inevitably. So like even if you're not there right now, like there's no need to be depressed or like kind of like feeling down, because I mean like for me anyway, like that's kind of my mindset. Like I know I'll get there in the end. So even if I'm not there right now, I'm not gonna be like a child throwing a tantrum like, oh, why aren't I there yet? It's like I know that this game takes patience, and I don't mind how long it takes, because I'm genuinely enjoying the journey, every step of the way. So when I feel like when you have that kind of mindset, it's hard to kind of get into that demotivated state. Like sometimes if I don't feel like doing videos, I'll be like, okay, I don't want to do videos, and I'll just rest and do some other things. And to me, that's not like a failure or it's like a downtime. It's just literally me kind of recharging, for the next wave of me making more content. So yeah, it's just a natural cycle of making progress.
And I'll bring back to when you started creating content. Before that, did you actually want to be an actor since young, or?
Yeah.
Because for me, becoming content creator was such I've never ever thought about that or dreamt about that when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I had somewhat of like was it social anxiety? Like I was so afraid of talking to people, and I can't even order food at Macca's without my mum being there.
Oh wow!
It was pretty bad, and I had maybe
No, actually, I had that too. Yeah.
I had 3 friends back then, and
okay, I had more friends, but that's okay.
It wasn't up until maybe I'd say high school that I realized, oh shit, man, this is not what I want to be in the future. Hence why I tried to put myself out there and outside of my comfort zone. And try to meet more people, and
cool.
Everything
really
I guess just snowballed from then on. Obviously, not in details, but long story short, I just became 180 degree different from what I was in the past. So were you when you were younger, did you have any troubles with talking to people, or and what actually made you decided that you want to become an actor?
Okay, so I was quite shy when I was a kid. I remember when it was English class, whatever, you had to do a speech.
Oh dude, I hate those.
I was so bad. I literally had to write every single word on my cue card, and I would just read from my cue card and not look at the crowd because I was so scared.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what happened, but there was one point in my life. Well, I switched high schools at one point, and the original high school I was in, it was more like a white school, and everyone was really funny and very kind of jokey and everything. But when I suddenly switched to an Asian school, everyone was kind of more they weren't as jokey, and they want to take the piss out of each other as well, but they're more mature as well. But then, because I was so used to that jokiness, I was kind of like, oh my god, not every high school is like this. I kind of missed that. So I kind of brought that jokiness, that humor to the Asian group. And then, ever since I went to the high school, I'm like, holy fuck, I'm actually pretty good at making people laugh. And that kind of gave me a lot of confidence in being that joker type of guy. And ever since that year of high school, like, I could do speeches kind of funny. Because I'm like, as long as I'm funny in the speech, I'll be okay. Like, if I did something serious, I think at that time I would have still been really scared. Because I'm like, oh no. Like, you know, I feel like it's more vulnerable being serious. But if you're literally trying to make people laugh and people laugh at you, then it doesn't matter, you know? It's not
like,
scary.
You just don't give a fuck, whatever, just say whatever, and people just start reacting to it.
Cool. So, and from that on, that really kind of boosted my confidence as a person. Then I'm like, oh, okay, well, if I'm funny enough to make my friends laugh, maybe I'm funny enough to do, like, YouTube videos or whatever. And
And was YouTube your first platform? Or?
Yeah, it was, and that was really hard. That did not take off very well. Like, I tried really hard. Like, I kind of did I guess, or whatever other young creators do, where I would make videos, I try really hard, and like I really wanted to go viral, and every time I did go viral, I would be really disappointed. And then after a while, I got sick of it, because I was putting so much effort and time and energy into these videos that I wasn't necessarily enjoying making, and they weren't getting me the results I wanted. So I just kind of stopped for a little while. And then when I got to uni, there was actually, in my first year, there was a competition to make a video for the University of Auckland.
Right.
And I ended up winning it. I was kind of like, oh fuck, like this is cool. Like, you know, like I'm actually like pretty decent at making videos. So that gave me a good confidence boost. And around that time, Vine started kind of coming out. So at that time, I kind of really stopped doing YouTube. But I noticed that Facebook started rolling out more video. And you could have, like, make a fan page and post videos on there. So I would make Vines and I'll put it on my Facebook page. And then from that Facebook page, it started growing a little bit more. And because Vines were, like, super easy to do, right? Like, literally 6 seconds. You're not editing, like, for 3 hours or whatever. Or, like, 30 hours, you know. And that was really fun for me. You know, just making, like, literally just making humor without trying to, you know, get a reaction from people. And that kind of energy just carried on Facebook. And eventually I did a video, just me kind of expressing myself. It went viral, and then I got a few likes, and then, you know, a few more videos, and then viral, and then I just kind of continued that trend of like, oh, I get it now. It's not about spending 30 hours making this perfect edit, trying to present it to people, and it's gonna go viral. It's like, literally, people like seeing people that are real.
And
it's
being
like,
natural.
Being natural and having fun. Like, if you're having fun, then people will naturally kind of absorb that energy, you know. But it's like, if you're like editing and it's like this most horrible piece of like tedious thing, and you're just hating doing it like every single second, and then you put it up, it's kind of like, it's almost like you're encoding that energy into the video, and when it goes out, it's like somehow people can pick it up, and if they don't like it, it's mystical in a way. So that's a big thing I figured out.
How long are we at now? 22. What else do I need to know or want to know, or should I ask?
But it's not what you should ask, Nelson. It's what do you want to
know about you.
Like if you're having a conversation, how do you get to know someone better, you know? Like, how do you conversation? How do you converse with people?
What are your future projects coming up? You have any plans?
So I'm going back to August in Auckland to shoot a web series called Baby Mama's Club. So they shot a pilot maybe like 2 years ago, and it was good, so they got funding. Then for a first season, then we shot the first season last year, and then that was good, so we got funding for a second season. So this year I'll be going back August, and we'll be shooting it again.
Right. Will that take up, like, is it gonna be like your main job, or like, are you still teaching? What is it that?
Tricking?
Yeah, tricking. Are you still doing that?
Well, I was in Auckland, but I think when I go back for August, I think hopefully that will just be my main job, and I can just do that. I don't know how many times a week, but
So eventually you wanna be like, would you still wanna carry on being like a full-time actor, or, you know, is there like a future plan that you wanna start your own type of business or anything like that? You know, that relate to.
Well, I mean, for now, I wanna like go really far as an actor. You know, after do my more of my kind of like social media stuff. Like, that's really fun for me as well, just like connecting with people, because I think that's really cool doing both, being an actor and doing social media. Because I feel like eventually the acting is gonna fuel the social media, and the social media fuels the acting. So it's quite a good combo, and you get to meet people, you know, like yourself, and you can like collab and stuff. Whereas I feel like most actors, they're just kind of stuck in their acting bubbles.
Like, they become non-human around. Like, they're so like into the acting career where they get disconnected with.
No, not that. Like, I think any job will like besides being an influencer or like social media person, it's like a social media person is there to connect with people on social media. It's like I feel like that if anything that's a that's there for you. Whereas an actor is they're there on TV and in movies, but they just happen to have a social channel. You know what I mean? So they're on Instagram and Facebook for different reasons, kind of thing. I don't know where it's going with that, but yeah, I don't know. Like I like doing social media stuff because I feel like it brings you experiences that an actor that being an actor normally wouldn't bring you.
Yeah. And how would you balance between, say, for example, it would be hard for someone new to say, oh look, I want to be an actor and that's going to be my full-time thing. How would you be able to balance, say, if someone who has a current job, 9 to 5, and they're hating it, but eventually they want to shift to, say, doing acting or content creating?
Yeah.
How would you like advise to balance that?
Okay, so like first of all, you gotta make sure you have enough money to not die, and then whatever extra time you have, you should spend it into acting. So for example, if you're doing 9 to 5, when you go home, you still have a lot of time before you sleep. So don't watch Netflix or play video games or jack off or whatever, but like find an acting class. Go to an acting class. Like go get involved. Like maybe join. Like there's groups out there that do acting and stuff like that.
So you actually joined classes and stuff in the past, or you?
No, I'm still doing classes. Yeah, I was doing classes actually until last Friday. There was a remote like acting class that I was doing, so I could still practice while I was learning, while I was traveling. So I mean that's for acting, or like if you want to do content creation after work, you start writing skits or you start writing videos you want to do, and you do it then. Like it might be tiring, but or do it on the weekend. Like instead of going to the fucking I don't know. Clubs, you're getting drunk and shit like that. Like just like put it into work and put it into putting into steps of where you actually want to go, not just as a way to distract yourself from your 9 to 5 job that you hate.
In terms of distractions, do you have anything that kind of derailed you like throughout your course? Things that you end up spending too much time on that you thought that you shouldn't have. That you end up maybe say regretting or whatever, that you'd be like, oh fuck, I should have spent those time on my acting.
Yeah, definitely. I think I procrastinate and stuff, and sometimes like for example, I want a video done by this time, but then I don't know, I end up watching too much anime or playing video games or whatever like that, right? And then it gets delayed. I'm kind of like, fuck, damn it. But actually, I don't regret that as much because I genuinely enjoyed watching anime playing games, right? But it's the times when I think I do something for another person that I generally don't want to do, but I feel bad because maybe they already asked me to like go to this thing, but maybe on the day I'm kind of like, you know what, I'd rather do work, and like I'm in a really good mood to do work, but because I've already agreed to go to this event, and I go to the event and then I end up really like regretting going and not doing work, and those are the times I feel like I push myself back the most, and those are the times I find it's the hardest for me to claim back because I don't know, I feel really bad if I let someone down. Yeah. But I know that for me to like succeed as a proper human being, I need to just stay true to myself. Like if I really genuinely don't feel it,
you have to learn to say no.
You have to learn to say no. Learn to say no. Actually.
That's actually really hard.
That's a really important lesson. And if your friends are really your friends, they would understand. Because I would totally understand if I had a friend that's like kind of on the same hustle and suddenly they're like, nah man, I gotta work. I'm like, fuck bro, like you do your thing. Like I support you 100%. So if you do have friends that are like, nah, why you're lame and stuff like that, then I feel like, well, that's just the wrong friend group you hang out with.
Yeah. True that. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Well, at least the main ones I really want to find out and.
Are you having fun though doing this? Huh? Are you having fun? I feel like you're like stressing out. Like, oh my god, what am I gonna ask? Like blah blah blah. Like.
Well, to be honest, this is my first time actually like doing an interview type of thing because I actually don't know how it actually meant to go.
But I just like treat it like you're talking. Like, do you get stressed out when you talk to another friend?
I get stressed out when I know I'm recording myself.
Oh, okay.
That happens with anything I do. Like I don't know why. Okay. That's something I realize. Okay. Like especially when I'm doing vlogs as well, when I'm like meant to speak to the camera. Yeah. I'll look into it. Actually, like I don't know. Maybe you can help me on this. Maybe. But like being natural on the camera, sometimes I can tell I'm not fully 100% myself. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just become not to me.
I think it's important to know that you can be boring on camera, because I think a lot of people have the fear that they're not entertaining on camera, so they feel this extra need to be more excitable and more energetic to be entertaining, but that's not true. Like if, like sometimes like I had this thing one time where I had the same feeling where I felt like I wasn't being me on camera. I was just like trying to put on this persona, and literally what I did was I just left the camera on for so long that eventually I forgot about it, and then I was just like being me, and then I didn't like literally didn't care if the camera was there, and at that point I was capturing like the truth of Tian, and ever since then I'm kind of like, oh okay, that's kind of what it feels like to know that, to feel yourself while a camera is still rolling. But yeah, you gotta get to that point where you feel like you need to do something, but just don't do it. Just literally just sit and just like sit into the moment.
Just calm.
Yeah. Stop thinking about like, oh my god, what do I say next? Like, is this okay? And just like over analyzing everything. Like, you literally have to just be present. Yeah.
Just let it flow.
Yeah, and just don't worry about it, because it's like, well, what's gonna happen if you just relax? You know, is that gonna make the video terrible? No, like it's just people relax. There's no right.
Yeah, so this could be like a little meditation video that I bring to myself as well.
Or just even focus on your breathing. That's something I always find is good for like just anxiety, especially.
Dude, meditation though, like I actually want to know like, I'm sure you do meditation as well. I only started thinking about that recently because I got a few friends who started talking. Well, they've been talking about it for a long time, but yeah, meditation helps people relax and stuff.
Yep.
How would you do? What's the basic? Apart from just watching your breath and breathing and all that stuff.
I think it's a lot easier if you listen to tracks like guided meditation. So there's this app I really like. It's called Insight Timer, and it just has like all these different meditations on it. You can just like download a track and listen to it.
So it's just like someone talking and they'll be like, "Hey, do this, do that."
Yeah. So
or is it like just a theme kind of thing? And then
no. They're talking, and they're kind of talking you through like things to think about and stuff like that. So it's like you don't get bored, and you really kind of just go into it. You're kind of like half conscious, but you can still pick up what they're saying, and you're just kind of flowing with the voice. And usually the people that do it, they have a very soothing voice, so it's like very easy to relax to.
Right. Does it help you sleep?
It does, yeah. So like one thing, I didn't do too much of it, but like my friend, he like absolutely loves it. It's called Yoga Nidra, and that's specifically like a yoga thing for sleeping. It's on Inside Time as well, and yeah, you just listen to it, and apparently like for him
it
like
just hits you.
Yeah, it hits you. I think like every time it's like 6 minutes and 11 seconds or whatever, he just clocks out.
I need one of those, man. I haven't been sleeping good at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can try those. But I think meditation is very important. I do find myself becoming more and more anxious if I don't do meditation for a while, or I don't do any like breathing, breath work. Yeah, and like in a conversation, I'll just say like I'll say too much, or I feel like I'm not saying enough, and it like just like unnecessary things are happening, like where I feel really ungrounded. But yeah, like once you kind of find that grounded state through meditation, it just feels really like serene. Like you just don't really care, but not in a mean way where you don't care about anyone, but like you just kind of let things happen the way they are without trying to overanalyze and overcontrol everything.
That is something that I do a lot, and hence why I was looking into meditation and stuff, because it's just like, for example, sitting on the bus just now before for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So many things are going through my mind, and then it's just overthinking and stuff. And I did ask a friend why I only started doing meditation for the first time last week, because I was actually I dyed my hair, and then I put like color shampoo into my hair, and they're like, give it 10 minutes. So I was like, dude, I'm in the shower for like 10 minutes. What the fuck can I do? Like, and then I just started, and then I asked my friend. My friend's just like, yeah, why don't you just meditate? And I was like, how? And then she's like, just watch your breath and just watch that energy throw through your whole entire body and stuff, and then let that time pass. And that was my first form of meditations I've got in touch with, and yeah, it sort of gave me a slight insight of what meditation is, and just it became the thing where I think it would be good to clear my mind with. And hence why.
Well, even you don't even need to worry about like, okay, because like the term meditation itself just literally means like, because we're actually always meditating if you go by the proper definition. It just means to think about stuff. So like if you're literally just in the shower, you don't need to worry about your breath or the energy or whatever. You just literally shower and just think about life. That's in a sense meditation. And do you have trouble just doing that if you just sit?
I have trouble thinking too much about that, like thinking too much about life and shit. I need to clear my mind. That's my main thing. I think that's what I needed to do.
Well, I think I mean, like, cause sometimes when I'm meditating, I'm like thinking extra, like it's like extra focused thinking. And sometimes I would get really good insights while I'm meditating.
Right.
So I don't think it's a bad thing for you to think, but as long as the thinking I feel like leads somewhere, then it can be a very productive, almost like a thinking sesh. You know, just like sit down and think and just kind of unclog your brain a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or writing is really helpful.
Right. Like writing down your thoughts and stuff. Or...
Yeah, so there's a thing called, I don't really do this that much, but I did it like a few times, it's really helpful. It's called morning pages. So you literally, you just wake up and you just let your hand, I was like, what the fuck is this called? your hand and the pen move, and you just literally write whatever comes into the thing, and you do it for like 5 minutes. And sometimes like you'll write the most like interesting or the darkest fucking crazy shit ever, but once you write everything out, you just feel so good. Like you just like...
all the energy is being purged out.
You just strip all the things that's been kind of like lingering, like all the kind of like the dirty, kind of oily stuff in the corners of your mind. You just literally just get rid of it, and after just kind of like, whoa, I'm a fucked up motherfucker, or like, or like,
that demon side.
The demons, because everyone has demons, and it's like it's when you hide it, that's when it kind of fucks you up a little bit. So you actually need to write it out, and don't like the other thing is like don't judge whatever you write. You literally just write it out without thinking, and that's something I find is really helpful. But more helpful than a morning page thing is gratitude. So I do a thing, I can't, if I remember to, but like every single day I would write everything I'm grateful for the day that happened yesterday, or if I miss a few days.
You just think back and be like, what did I feel ungrateful for, or whatever, and just write it down?
Yeah. Or you can do it in the evening, like at the evening of every day, you can just think about what you were grateful for the day. But I find it works better for me if I do it the day after. Because so it's not as fresh. I can kind of see it more from a like
third person perspective.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like it's really fun. It's like and like don't like. You don't need to like think about every single thing and write everything down, but it's just like literally kind of like just think about yesterday. It's like what happened that I really like. Oh, I talked to that person. That was really cool. Oh, that food was actually really good. Like I love the way, my new shoes felt. I love how I could get 5 socks for $10 at Kmart, and like they're the most fucking comfortable socks I've ever had. Just like every little thing that kind of comes to mind, and you just write it out. And every time I do it, I feel so happy. And it's just kind of like, oh my god, that was actually amazing. And this kind of joyous feeling kind of comes up into my whole system.
And I do feel that too. Something I realized a lot of people do is that they don't focus on the little thing, the little positive stuff that happens in life. A lot of people focus on the big picture. Everyone wants that final big piece of pie when they neglected all the little things that actually could potentially make them happy as well. For example, would be like I don't know, winning an award of something, as opposed to say I don't know, something little that you want, like I don't know, got all green lights today going to work, something like that, So people do obviously a lot of times neglect those little things that could make you happy and just focus on the big things that hasn't happened even yet. And I realized something that helped me a lot is just that focusing more on the little positive things, spontaneously as well, recognizing it, that could give you a lot more positive energy, as opposed to just focusing on one big thing that stresses you the fuck out, and then
Yeah, because if you're focusing on that big thing, because you obviously don't have it yet, right? So the more you focus on it, the more you realize you don't have it. So then you're putting out that I don't have it energy into the world. Whereas if you focus on what you already do have, and you're like really happy for it, then you're putting out more of that into the world, and that's what you'll get back.
That's just being positive, and that's the main reason why I want to do content creating, just to give out those positive energy. Pretty much it.
Yes. Fuck, I had another point.
Goals, positivity, meditation.
Yes, the point is, I think a lot of, when you start taking your life for granted, that's when you start being unhappy. It's like if you have a big goal, it's like, they feel entitled to that big goal, but they take what they already have for granted.
For example, a good example.
Yes, I don't know, like you want 1 million subscribers, whatever, right? And that's like what you really want. But then like you take granted the 1,000 people that already follow you. Like you don't even
you don't recognize it.
You're like, oh, I don't care about you. You're only 1,000, like that's nothing. But it's like you think about it, it's like it's a
It's a milestone from, you know, say going from 0.
Yeah, like, yeah, if you think about it from a content creator's perspective, it's 1,000 people. It's like, if you're not grateful for the 1,000, you're not gonna get to 2,000. It's like, it's almost like, in my opinion, like, I made a little bit of this a long time ago. Like, gratitude is, I feel like, is literally the glue that, that you need to bring in more things into from the universe. So for example, like, you have all these great things in the world, that's happened right now in your life, you know, 1,000 subscribers or whatever. It's like, you gotta acknowledge it and genuinely be happy for it before the universe is really like, okay, you get the point. You already appreciate what I give you, therefore I'll give you more. But if you're like a immature, impatient child being like, oh no, I want more and more and more, when the universe has already given you so much toys, it's like, if you were the universe, would you want to give this like kind of entitled child more toys? No, you wouldn't. You want him to kind of get the point, and then kind of learn the lesson. Then you're like, okay, cool, right, good, you get it. Now I'll give you a bit more. So it's kind of like each time you receive a new thing, it's like a new block, and
just recognize it.
Yeah, and it's like, in order to get new blocks, you gotta kind of put more cement onto the previous blocks, and a new block actually sticks on, and that cement is gratitude.
So deep. So deep, man. You should write a book, man.
Yeah, I was gonna write one, then I just got carried away because I so many things, right?
Alright, anyways.
That's what happens when you think about shit, you know, you come into insights, you know, you confront the things that's happening in your mind, and when you confront it properly and like really put yourself in there, you find answers. Like, yeah, you gotta confront the darkness to find the light.
At the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Anyways, that should be near the end.
Oh, that was 40 minutes actually.
Where can we find Tian? You know, for those who only the first time seeing Tian or I, but yeah, where can we find Tian?
Hopefully in the description of this YouTube video, he'll put some links. But my name is Tian, so it's TIAN, last name Tan. I feel like if you look up TIAN TAN, you might be able to find me on Instagram and Facebook. Otherwise, you can add main man in front of that, so it's main man TIAN TAN, then you can find me. But I'm sure, Nelson will include some links in there.
A hardcore plug, this just to share it and whatever, just to see whoever pays attention on my videos as well. So yes, I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys back in Brisbane. Cheers.
Bye.
Give you a special.
Bye.